Welcome back, everyone. Your loyal Captain Gear 100 has returned yet again to tell you, his faithful subscribers, another story. And today, this is a very special one. This comes from my brother in arms. We're not blood related, but the bond is still there, so I call him my brother. Brother in arms, still brother yet again, but I don't care. This comes from him. This is Sun and Moon Deku, part 1. Now, before we get to this, I'm going to shout out my brother's channel right now, so give me 1 second. This is my brother's channel, Slaughter Lake. Go subscribe to him right now. He's already got a few videos planned up. He's already talked to me about his content, but I'm not going to spoil it at all for you. So, right now, you know what? Click off the video. Go subscribe to him, watch his videos, then come right back to me so you can watch this video. But my brother out there, you already know, this video is for you. You told me to post this video, and I'm doing it right now for you. So, Sun and Moon Deku, part 1. Let's not even, you know what, screw it. Let's jump the gun, let's get right into it. Because I know you want to hear, especially my brother does. Y'all ready? I'm ready. Cue the intro!
It doesn't matter who's wrong, who's right.
So we will begin our story in a hospital. A green-haired woman is giving birth to what would become the sunshine and rainbows himself. After she gives birth to the boy, almost immediately. Wait, did he say it was from birth or at the age of 4? I think it was at the age of 4, but I don't know. You know what? Yeah, it's at the age of 4. Okay, so she gives birth to a green-haired boy. This is a very great thing to happen here. Obviously, they named him Izuku. Now, a lot of things are gonna change throughout this story, y'all. Oh man, my brother was cooking for y'all for this story. We redid this story 3 damn times just to get it perfect, and I remember every single detail. So you know what? Let's get it done. You know, I'm just gonna get it done. You know what? I'm done talking about it. Let's go. So obviously, Izuku's life would be a very happy child, even though his dear old dad wasn't in his life. But that was fine. He still had tons of friends to make up for it. Izuku was an incredibly friendly child, always a smile, go happy, lucky kid. Even his childhood friend, Katsumi Bakugo. Yep, female Bakugo for this one, and there's a reason for that. So just hold on. So. When it came time at the age of 4, so, okay, it's canon that Bakugo is the oldest of Class 1A, so I gotta do this really quickly. At the age of 4, Katsumi actually was supposed to get her quirk, but the doctors actually couldn't find anything. This was very tragic for Katsumi here because this couldn't be real. She couldn't be quirkless. The doctors had to be wrong. It had to be there. Maybe her quirk needs something to be able to activate. Maybe she needs something. She can't be quirkless. She just can't be quirkless. No, Mom, please tell them I'm not quirkless. Dad, tell them. And the doctors, all they could say was, "I'm sorry, young lady, but it doesn't look like you have a quirk." Like, Katsumi was begging for like anything but this. This couldn't be reality. How could this happen? And Mitsuki and Masaru, like, they didn't know what to do. Katsumi was breaking down in her room, and not even they could console her. But when it came up to Izuku, Izuku's quirk was vastly different. Just all of a sudden, one day in the middle of class. Okay, we never went out. Me and my brother have actually never gone on how the quirk basically emerged. But if it did, what if we did? Hold on. Well, you know what? I get to do it. Yeah, bro, we never actually went on how the quirks actually emerged out of Izuku. That's what we never went on to. Oh, dang. Well, you know what? I got it then. So one day in the middle of class, Izuku all of a sudden like felt really strange. He felt really warm for some reason, as if he was putting on warm clothing for the winter. And then all of a sudden, everyone started to look at Izuku weird, and they asked, "Is he okay?" And Izuku would say, "Yes." What did they mean? They would say his hair is glowing. Like, really? As the teacher would hand him like a handheld mirror, and Deku would be happy because it's happening. His quirk is coming along. And all of a sudden, Izuku would actually start to feel vastly different. His hair wouldn't actually start glowing. It would change color. It would actually just spike up, as if it was flaring. And so his eyes would change too. His eyes would go to a bright gold color and appear as if stars were in his eyes. The class didn't know what was going on, but all they did was watch in awe. Even Katsumi, she had to see what was happening to Izuku. And right as if it was happening, oh, dang it, the surge of power going through Izuku was unlike any other. Until Izuku started to giggle. Well, he smirked first, and then he giggled. And then he broke out and he burst out into laughter. And then, boom! All of a sudden, it was like the sun itself was in the classroom, as Izuku was encased in a ball of light. And when he burst out, he was nothing but a laughing, giggling mess, full of euphoria, as if somebody told him the funniest joke ever. Full of nothing but sunshine and happiness. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Izuku's new quirk. Sun! Here you go, guys. The first little ball, the first image of our little ball of sunshine. Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbow. Okay, I gotta shut up before I really get copyrighted for that. But anyway, y'all, this is the first iteration of Izuku's quirk, the sun hat. Izuku is nothing but a bright ball of sunshine. Hello, friends. What are we all gathered around for? Izuku, your quirk, it's amazing. Like, I know, and it feels amazing too. Like, I feel like I'm on top of the world. As Izuku just starts flying, and then all of a sudden, everyone else just starts floating. Whoa, what's going on? Izuku's pure happiness is just helping everybody. The smile, he's so bright. And immediately they had to call Inko to come and basically take Izuku to the court doctor to see what was going on. And the doctor, well, ma'am, your son has a very, very amazing and blessed quirk. Like really? And Izuku just says, well, Izuku would only say, really? I feel blessed just being alive. And I feel blessed to have the best mommy in the world. Like, oh, Izuku. Well, okay. From our test here, it seems that your son basically gets his quirk from the sun itself. His quirk seems to be sun. Like, whoa. Like, awesome! My quirk is the sun. You might as well call me the little ball of sunshine. Oh, Izuku, you were always my ball of sunshine. Yay! Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but it's kind of a crazy situation based on this. Seems like that it fills your son with nothing but happiness and euphoria in his life. Honestly, nothing but pure utter bliss. Like that much seems obvious. But what would happen if the sun were to go down? That, ma'am, I do not know. That will require further tests, as the quirk just showed up. Like, this is awesome. I have to call Katsumi. We have to hang out later today. Like, oh boy, Izuku. But anyway, now, so after that whole ordeal, okay, Izuku would want to go hang out with Katsumi immediately. So he would tell his mom to drive right back to kindergarten. So the first thing he could see is Katsumi, so they could start playing. And Inko, because our son is full of sunshine right now, and look at his face. How could you say no to this face? You'd be a criminal to say no. Hold on. I gotta get... There we go. Anyway. So, He's just so cute and adorable. I want to protect the child. Okay, anyway. Whew, moving on. So when Izuku would get right back to the school, he'd be waiting for Katsumi. But he would notice that she's taking longer than usual. So Izuku couldn't wait, so he just hopped out of the car and ran in there. Izuku, hold on! And Mitsuki and Masaru would come over. Is that Izuku? Yes, his quirk came in. Oh, what is it? It's sun. Aw, the little ball of sunshine actually is the sun now. Yes. Oh boy. I know one thing, Inko. If that boy wasn't a handful before, he sure is gonna be now. He was always a handful, Mitsuki. Like, what is he? Where did he go inside for? He went in to look for Katsumi. Oh, great. I bet he'll come out holding her hand or something. I bet Masaru $20 if they're gonna be a couple in the future. Masaru doesn't seem to think so. Inko and Mitsuki just nod. They're definitely gonna be a thing when they get older. So Izuku went in looking for her. Katsumi, where are you? Like, oh, are you playing hide and seek? You know, I'm the hide and seek master. I always find you. As Izuku's pretending to be a plane. As he's holding his arms out and he's pretending to fly. Even though he can literally fly, he's still a child at heart. Katsumi, where are you? Are you in the lockers? Oh, Jesus. Are you behind the doors? And then he would hear some kids laughing. Quirkless loser. Huh? As Izuku would just start to go over and run over to see what the problem was. I think I'm probably pushing it a bit too fast. I don't know. My brother can criticize me on it when he sees the video, whenever he wakes up to see it. So anyway, on that time, Izuku would go over to see what the commotion was. As he would see some classmates as he would see his other classmates, but the lights would be off. Why? As Izuku would look to see what they were doing, they were picking on somebody. Like, take that, you quirkless freak! Like, wow, how much of a hero can you be without a quirk? As then the kid they were picking on would start to cry. And Izuku wouldn't like that. Hey, stop! That's not funny! Like, oh, Izuku, if it isn't the Sunshine Boy, like, just leave, Izuku. Why are you friends with this quirkless loser? I'm friends with everybody, and no one deserves to be picked on. Stop messing with them. Like, oh, you don't recognize them? Oh yeah, I guess it is too dark. As Izuku, all of a sudden, Izuku would walk into the dark room, and then the student that they were picking on would turn around, as it would be revealed to be Katsumi. Izuku? But then everything would stop in that moment. Izuku wouldn't know what happened, and he honestly couldn't tell you. From his eyes, everything just went dark. Metaphorically, and very, very literally. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the other half of Izuku's quirk. Moon, the dark aspect of his quirk. Wherever there's a sun, there's a moon. And guys, this is it here. Without light to keep Izuku in the sun, at nighttime or at anything, just to keep him very dim. But if you want him dark, just put him in a blackout room, and here comes Moon, or should I say, Lunar? That would be his name. Lunar, whatever. But moving on. All of a sudden, then Inko, Masaru, and Mitsuki would be waiting for too long, as they would go up to the door and they would ask the teacher where are they, and the teacher would say I'll be back in a second, going to get the students themselves. But as the teacher would come up to the door, they would hear nothing but the kids screaming, "Ah! Monster! Villain! Get away!" As then the teacher would start to run to the classroom to see what's going on in here. As then she would see someone that looked like him. Izuku, what are you doing? As then she would see what would be the silhouette of Izuku just stomping the faces of these students in aggressively. And then Katsumi in the corner, just terrified of what she's seeing. She doesn't know what this is, or what Izuku has become. What's going on? This is traumatizing. Izuku like hurting these students badly, as the teacher would have to come and physically try to pull Izuku off. But Izuku's strong, like very, very strong, almost enough to just throw the teacher off entirely. The teacher had to literally pick up Izuku and drag him out the classroom. Even still, Izuku's thrashing about, like trying to scratch at her and bite the teacher, almost trying to force her to let go. Like, Izuku, stop! Once the teacher drags Izuku right back into the light, all of a sudden the dark silhouette would start to fade. Miss Riot, what's going on? Izuku, what have you done? What do you mean? I didn't do anything. You're just holding on to me. As the teacher would let go of Izuku and say, what happened? As she would go in and turn on the light. As she would go in to see the students' noses are bloody and they're scratched up badly. And some of them even have bite marks and cuts on them. And Katsumi's just traumatized, sitting in a corner looking at Izuku. What was that, Izuku? What was what? As the teacher would now have to bring the students out, as the injured students' parents would be very mad as to what the heck just went down. But upon reviewing the camera, first they would have to be taken to the doctor. Izuku and the injured students, and the doctors would have to tell that Inko that looks like they missed something, a part of Izuku's quirk. They told this in secret without Izuku actually, being in the room, because he would just be in the waiting room. And the doctor would tell Inko that it looks like they missed a part of his quirk. It looks like your son, his quirk is actually, broken. What do you mean? Well, ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, so I'll just say it in the most blunt way I can. Your son's quirk is supposed to be sun and moon. Or matter of fact, we could just call it eclipse. But it seems that upon his birth, or upon his quirk actually awakening, his quirk had actually split off into two different parts. Your son's quirk was, let me label it this way. Your son's quirk is like this, was exactly two halves to form into one whole. But it seems like the two halves broke apart from each other and created their other halves by themselves to make them whole again, creating an entirely new quirk altogether. Ergo, giving your son an alternate personality, or a split personality, if you may say. What are you saying? I'm saying that your son has a whole different part of his quirk that even he doesn't know about. As seen from the footage we had gotten from the school, your son has no recollection of these actions at all upon going into the darkness. It seems that only being within the light, he's fully conscious of what he's doing. So, what do I do then? Well, we do know one thing. Your son Izuku is based on light sensitivity. The more light he has, the more bright he's inclined to be sun, and the darker it gets, it would be moon. So what are you saying, Doctor? What's gonna happen at nighttime when there is no light around? Well, I prefer just keeping a nightlight on, or maybe a lamp of some sort to keep him dimly lit. Because that can help. You can still have the light off, just keep a nightlight on so your son would be very dim. To not make him fully transform into the moon, but give him a very dimly lit light bulb, as if a light that's just about to go out, but not quite there yet. I see. So upon that interaction, Izuku would still be hanging out with Katsumi, like later on in the day, but he would be on a strict curfew to come back before even at sunset, because the moment the sun would start to go down, Izuku's hair would go from straight blonde to an orange color. And that's when Izuku would know that it's time to head home, because because when his hair goes orange at sunset, he's not feeling like his happy-go-cheery self. If anything, he's feeling more lagged, more tired, more fatigued, Like, all of that excess energy that he's been using, it has finally caught up with him. And he's not really feeling up for it, to, you know, be so happy and cheerful. Like, he can still put on a smile, but it'll be like a half-ass smile. Like a lazy smile. So that's when he knows to come back. But still, on that situation, him and Katsumi are actually much closer now, thanks to that situation. Katsumi actually clings to Izuku like the only ball of sunshine in her life, as she's bullied by everyone else, and Izuku is the only one who takes up for her. Even though Izuku is not one for inflicting violence upon other people, he would still get visibly upset. I had to be careful with my choice of words. He would still be visibly upset whenever people would pick on Katsumi. He would not like that at all. But he would try his best to convince those people to stop picking on her, as he does not like it and it's not nice. As he would even get a bit louder in his tone, but he would always apologize right after doing so. But yeah, every time at night when it's time for Izuku to sleep, Inka would always plug in a nightlight, a kind of like bright one, to keep Izuku very dim, so that way he wouldn't fully transform into Moon, so that way he could be Sun a lot. But okay, you know what, I need to give more inspiring words before I do a time skip. So, let's cut to when Izuku and Katsumi are still kids. They're at the age of 10. Here we go. Yes, at the age of 10. Perfect. So Katsumi is so upset because she feels like she can't be a hero because she's quirkless. And Izuku would say that's not up to anybody except her. She chooses to be a hero. But I'm quirkless. I'm tired of hearing that, Katsumi. You are a hero. You can be a hero if you want to. That's easy for you to say. You have a quirk. And with my quirk, I choose to pick people up, not put them down. You're my best friend, Katsumi. And you want to be a hero more than anything. You've got nothing to worry about. I know there's a quirk within you. And even if there isn't, I'll always have your back. No matter what life throws at you, just know, we're always going to be a team. I'll always have your back. Always. As Katsumi would start to feel something for Izuku. She would start to blush a little bit, but she wouldn't know what this feeling is. She would actually start to feel warm within inside her chest. And she would grab Izuku's arm and just put her head on his shoulder. Thank you, Izuku. I really appreciate it. Of course, I'd do anything for you, Katsumi. Good to know you always have my back. As it turns out, a time skip later, Katsumi really did have nothing to worry about. Because going right into, middle school, she actually did develop a quirk. And Katsumi was so happy on that day. She had actually her quirk was called Explosion. A very flashy and powerful quirk. And Izuku was super happy for her. And Katsumi couldn't help but hug Izuku, thanking him for always supporting her and just believing in her. Now she had a quirk, and it was very amazing. See, Katsumi? Well, they're older now, so I can use my voice. See, Katsumi? I told you, you had nothing to worry about. You are a strong hero. Yeah, we can be heroes together. And I'll be right by your side. Yeah, I'll be the #1 hero with you by my side, Deku. Yeah, preach it, Katsumi. The best hero, the coolest one, even better than All Might. And I'll be right by your side every step of the way. Izuku didn't even want to be the #1 hero. He just wanted to be a hero. The most cheerful hero that anyone can be. Whenever someone's in trouble, save them with a smile. And when it comes to the children, always give them lollipops. Children loves lollipops. Oh man. But yeah, okay. You guys don't really know Izuku's powers, but okay. For one thing, it's obviously light. He can fly. He has super speed, and the greatest thing about him, he has healing blood. Yep. Whenever Izuku would prick his finger or whatever, or bite his hand, his blood would always be very bright, as if it was an angel's tears, bright and golden white color. So whenever that would happen, whenever Izuku's blood would fall onto something, it would actually heal them of all of their injuries, including the fatigue. So you wouldn't even be tired at all. Izuku could perfectly heal you without any repercussions. Wow. And the thing is, it's not like Izuku's injuring himself either, because his healing blood even works on himself. So whenever Izuku would just injure himself, the injuries could heal right away. So he has to be quick for the blood to drip on you, or he could just rub it on you as like an ointment or something. So it basically still works all the way. Okay, hold on. They're older now, so I don't need to keep this. You know what? Nah. I'm gonna keep this one. It's part 1, so I'm not gonna change it. I'm gonna keep this one for the rest of the time. But yeah, it turns out Katsumi was worried over nothing. Nothing at all. She had a powerful quirk, and she was going to be a powerful hero, with Izuku by her side. But since she's 12 years old now, Yue is still a few years away. She has to pick up the slack if she wants to master her quirk faster. But with a powerful person like Izuku there, she'll obviously have all the time in the world, and she'll get it done a lot quicker. So, with that being said, guys, no, you know what? I can keep this going. I got 5 minutes left. I don't want to end it right now. 25 minutes? Nah, I'm gonna do a full 30-minute video. So we do another time skip. You know what? I can. Nah, I'm gonna just change it, but not to the older ones of them. Well, you know I'm gonna have to. So here we go. This is our older Izuku, and as you guys can see, he didn't really change much. Nothing but just looking like a great casual farmer boy, and everybody loves Izuku, and I mean everybody. Teachers, the students. My God, like, bruh, there is even the bullies. There's no one. You cannot bully Izuku. It's illegal. Illegal. All right, well, older Katsumi time. Boom, here we are, guys. Older Katsumi. Also, the funniest thing about it is the wristband she have on, Izuku gave her those wristbands for her 12th birthday, and it just so happened to be when her quirk popped up. So it's actually very, very amazing that her quirk popped up when it did. Very convenient too. But anyway, time for the day to be moved on. The teacher would come in, say the regular quirk stuff that would always happen, but why bother? He already knows they all want to go to the hero course, and the teacher reads that Bakugo wants to go to UA. But also another student does, and it's Midoriya. Everyone cheers for Midoriya, even lifts him up in his chair like, all right, guys, come on. I'm not the only one that's going. Katsumi is going too. But why aren't you guys signed up? Like, well, they know their limits. They don't have a chance. But Deku would say something like, nonsense. You guys are all heroes in my book. Anyone can be a hero. It doesn't matter what quirk they have or who they are. You guys are all my heroes. Group hug! Everyone groups hug on Sun, and Katsumi doesn't like the mushy stuff, but she's kind of getting a bit jealous that other girls are kind of hugging Izuku. Just a bit. Okay, anyway. Whew! Moving on. So, anyway, on that situation, we would move on from the fact that now the bell had rang, but okay, even though Katsumi would love to train with Izuku, she's been training with him for so long that she feels as though Izuku, they both know each other's moves and everything already. So with that being said, she wants to have this training gear all to herself. Oh, really? Yeah. Because she wants to develop new moves, and even though she loves to train with Izuku and be with Izuku, well, that, she wants to, as a hero, she can't always rely on other people. Well, and Izuku would say, but teamwork always makes the dream work. It's what heroes have. We can't just rely on one hero all the time. Yes, but you also need to develop new moves too, Izuku. I want you to surprise me over the next year. Show me how much stronger you can get. Well, okay. If that's what you want, I trust you. Alright, so the bell just rings, and they both will leave school together, as they will both just part ways. So now we can just focus on Izuku. Oh dang, already 28 minutes? Screw it, I can keep it going. I'll keep it going until I feel that I need to stop. So Izuku would continue walking until under the overpass like in the original. And just like in canon, the sludge villain would actually come up and try to encase Izuku. But Izuku would easily break out. Because, well, he's light. And Izuku can just blast the sludge villain right off. Like, excuse me, that wasn't very nice to attack me out of nowhere. But then the sludge villain would come back up. Like I care, kid. You're gonna be my ride. But then All Might would come up. Detroit, smash! Whoa! As Izuku would kind of would dodge the blast, as the sludge villain would be dispersed everywhere. Oh no! Like, the overpass is ruined. I just cleaned this place last week. But All Might would say, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know there were people around. Are you okay, young man? Yes, yes, sir, I'm fine. Oh my gosh, you're All Might! Like, yes, I am. Like, sir, I'm a big fan. Can I please get your autograph and a photo? Like, of course. As All Might signs his notebook, his limited edition trading card, and he gets a picture. Like, this is so great. Thank you so much. This will be a family heirloom. A treasure for all generations down to come. Like, oh man, I have a lot of cleanup work to do. Oh, don't worry, let me take care of it. As Izuku would go to work. And like just literally 3 blitzes, he's already cleaned up the sludge villain and he's in a jar. Like, ta-da! Like, wow, young man, that's quite an impressive quirk you have. Like, thank you. It's such an honor to get a praise from All Might himself. Young man, if you don't mind me asking, what is your quirk? Oh, my quirk is the sun. Like, the literal sun? Yep. I can fly, I can shoot light beams. I even have healing. I have super speed. I even have healing blood. You said healing blood, young man? Yes. Check it out. What do I use it on? Oh, right. Give me 1 second. As Izuku would take off his glove and kind of bite his finger, as blood would leak out, as Izuku would squeeze the tip of his finger, and ooh, he got it. The crack on the ground. Check this out. A drop of blood would seep into that crack, and grass and flowers would actually start growing from it. I guess I would have to change the healing blood to life blood, or just life blood. I don't know. It's something on that one. Like, well, young man, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a favor. Oh, of course, but we can't talk here. As he would grab Deku and he would jump from building to building, as now they would be on top of a building. As in, okay, young man, what I'm going to show you is going to be terrible. Just promise me not to tell anyone about this. Like, as Deku would put his hands on his head, I give my solemn oath. No, nothing that you tell me will be said to any other soul. As All Might would now, okay. He would debuff, and Izuku would be shocked. Oh my gosh, are you alright? Like, I assure you that I'm as he would cough up blood. Oh my gosh, where does it hurt? Like, Well, young man, what I'm about to show you is not good. As he would lift up his shirt. Oh my gosh! Yeah, pretty gross, right? I got this injury in a big fight not that long ago. My whole digestive system was completely destroyed. I lost my entire stomach. So, young man, do you think you could say no more, Mr. All Might? Let me go to work. As Izuku, realizing that how dire the situation is, he would take off both of his gloves, and even though this might hurt just for a second, but only for a second, Izuku would take out I'm trying to think. I got it. He would take out a pen, basically, and kind of jab it into his finger, like the blade part, and he would kind of move it across from like one side to the other upon his hand, kind of slitting his hands open so he could get a lot of blood out of it. Like, let the healer work his magic, as he would rub his hands together like lotion, as he would place it on All Might's injury. As even Deku himself can sense the extremity of the injury. Oh wow, this is very bad. Like, you say you lost your whole stomach? Yeah. And I guess you must be lucky then. Because it looks like you might have lost a lot of organs as well. I did. I lost like half of my large and small intestine. Oh man. Yeah, that was very bad. Oh, woo! As All Might just says, wow, that has a kick to it. Like, yep, you should be feeling fine in a jiffy. As All Might would actually fall to his knees, pause, as like he would clutch his side in pain for a minute, but then he would start to feel rejuvenated. He would start to feel great, actually. Whoa. As All Might can feel it, he would look at his injury and his stomach. He can feel it again. Like, oh man. Like, all of the extensive surgeries and everything he's went through. Like, it's all being healed. Like, and that was an injury from All For One a long time ago. That was a scar. And Deku was able to fix that. His All Might's entire stomach, no, half of his rib cage and like liver grew back as well. All Might feels fine. As he stands back up, All Might like did cough like some blood out because there was, you know, residual blood in there. But he feels fine now. Like, oh my gosh, I haven't been able to stretch this way in a long time. Thank you, young man. Thank you so much. I can't express the amount of gratitude I feel. You don't know how many people you've just saved by helping me. Oh man. Because of this injury, my hero work was I could only be All Might for 3 hours, but I feel like I could go for days on end without feeling tired. Yep, my healing blood has my life blood has a little kick to it. Like, you're telling me I haven't felt this great ever since I was back in my teens. As All Might would actually crack his back. Like, oh man, there we go. Like, yep, gets rid of all your limits just for a little bit. Wow. Young man, you know, I've been looking for a successor for some time. And well, because, you know, as I'm not going to lie, villains are only getting stronger. And as the older generation only seems to get weaker, the newer generation only seems to get stronger. And young man, you just proved my theory. I've only been getting recommendations of a successor, but never one of my own choosing. So, like, and Deku would start to get starry-eyed. Hold on, let me zoom in. Like, All Might, are you saying what I think you're saying? Young man, I choose you to be my successor. Oh my gosh, this is actually happening! Yes, I choose you to be the next #1 hero. Do you accept? Of course! This is an honor! I would love to! Like, very well, young man. I don't know how strong you are, but I want to train you with the quirk as soon as possible. So, All Might immediately would pluck out the hair and tell Deku to, well, kind of eat this. Because to obtain his power, he has to consume DNA. Oh, well, pretty weird, but it's fine. Deku would swallow the hair, and, detergent. Yeah, I'm sorry, I use my own shampoo. Well, how do you feel? Well, I feel kind of, as Izuku would actually clutch his chest for a bit, like, oh, young man, are you alright? As Izuku would start to feel different as the energy, the pink veins, the pink and red veins of One For All surged through Izuku. But all of a sudden, Izuku doesn't even know what this is. Like, as if Izuku's hair, it turns rainbow for a second. As he starts to feel powered up. His sun mode gaining more power than ever. Kind of charging, kind of like overcharging his quirk. Because One For All does enhance your regular quirk. And since Izuku's quirk was already sun, you guys can only imagine the amount of power Izuku has now. It's insane! As Izuku, like, his rainbow hair, rainbow lightning would come off of Izuku. As he couldn't even, like, believe that this amount of power could come from him. As All Might believed, he's found him. The one true successor to One For All. As All Might was happy for Izuku, and he says he's happy to have him as a successor. I'm happy to be your successor, Mr. All Might. So, now, All Might would explain what the quirk is and how it was passed down, but he doesn't tell him the whole story just yet. That still has to wait. But for right now, let's get out of this building. So, anyway, as they would go down, as basically Izuku would get a call from Inko, asking him to go to the grocery store for a bit to pick up a few things. Of course, Mom, I'll be right on it. Like, as he would hang up the phone, as he would apologize to All Might that he has to go right now. And All Might would say it's fine, because, well, he has to get used to having a stomach again, and he's gonna go eat right now. Eat a full-fledged hamburger. Nice. Like, well, bye now, as Izuku would kind of go off. As now, we cut to later when Izuku comes out of the grocery store. He would hear a commotion going on. As he would run towards it, and, well, he would see that it's the sludge villain again. But how? Like, I captured him. As Izuku would think, Like, how could this have happened? Oh no, was a piece of him missing? As Izuku would run through the crowd and see that the sludge villain has a hostage. And the heroes weren't gonna do anything. And Izuku would scream, "Do something! Like, help them!" As the heroes would just say they can't. The hostage makes it harder for them to interfere. As Izuku would hate sitting in the back doing nothing. But then he would see like who the hostage is. It's Katsumi. No. No. Izuku was damn sure not gonna let that happen. He couldn't tell you what happened again. His body had just moved on its own, forcing himself to blow through that barricade, going straight through that barrier. As the heroes say, "Kid, what are you doing?" As the sludge villain would just say, "You again!" As Katsumi would look on, "Izuku!" And Izuku, almost as if in reflex, he doesn't know exactly what's going on, as Izuku would hear voices in his head. "Go, kid! Clench your butt cheeks and yell this from the depths of your heart! Smash! Boom!" Izuku would punch the sludge villain, causing it to completely explode. As Izuku would like already have his hands on Katsumi, the sludge villain would just explode into just particles. Like, holy, as the shockwave from that punch was so huge, bigger than All Might's Texas Smash. Like, no one could, it broke windows, shattered the ground, everything like was destroyed. It even put out the fire that was created by Katsumi's explosions. Everything was just gone in that moment. As Izuku's fist was steaming, as his glove was blown off. Katsumi, are you okay? Izuku, what was that? Like, as Izuku doesn't even know himself. Like, as he in his head, was that one for all? Like, kid, you're in deep trouble. Uh-oh. Bye. As it looked like he would just teleport, as Izuku was just gone with the groceries. Like, phew. I got away. Like, that was awesome. I should probably get out of here now. Yeah, great. Okay, Izuku doesn't see All Might again because they already had their interaction. Well, you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna keep it going. Like, Izuku! Huh? Katsumi, how'd you find me? Your house is this way. It wouldn't be that hard to know you ran here. Oh, well, hi. Like, thanks for saving me. Like, you're welcome. I had to. I just couldn't leave you there. I saw how you looked. You were crying out for help. I couldn't just stand there and watch you die. My body just moved on its own. I had to help you. Like, well, that just tells me that I have a lot more training to do if I want to be a hero. We're still on for going to UA, right? Yes, of course. Then I'll see you in a year, Izuku. We can still hang out if you want. I'm always open for that, but as far as training goes, I can't show you anything. Sure. Bye, Katsumi. Bye. As Katsumi would go off now. As Izuku would actually start to get like a slight, well, yellowish tint on his cheeks. Not knowing what that is, but who am I kidding? She probably wouldn't like me. Well, this year of training is going to be different. I wonder what All Might says. Ha! I am here! Whoa! Like, All Might, how did you get away from the crowd so quickly? Wait, no, there was never a crowd. All Might was never even there. Like, young man, I'm here to talk about, well, your usage of One for All. I could feel it. That power. It was unlike anything unfathomable. It made my One for All look small in comparison. Well, I don't know. I just used it for the first time and, well, everything seemed to be fine. Huh. Well, it was your first time. How did it feel, young man? It felt amazing. It felt like how I always use my quirk. it's circulating through my entire body. But it felt like me using it was just one big burst of energy as well. Yeah, makes you feel powerful, doesn't it? Huh. Yeah, does make me feel kind of good. Well, young man, I have someone to help you out with that quirk of yours. We will get him involved tomorrow upon your training day. The 1 year of training is going to start, and it won't be easy. Are you ready, young man? Yes, sir. All right. So go home and get a good night rest. I will contact you in the morning. Yes, sir. As Izuku would now march off. Up to. Maybe I chose the too perfect of a successor. As that, guys, is where we're gonna end it off on that one there. Woo! Sun and Moon Deku Part 1. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know we didn't get enough of Moon action, but this is how me and my brother actually made the video, how we designed it to be. And, well, I kind of made more interactions because I kind of wanted more out of the situation, and since it was the beginning, I kind of needed to get everything going. But, my brother, if you're watching this video, I hope and pray that this was to your liking. Comment on the video down below if it was, and tell me if I did everything perfectly as if we rehearsed it. I know I added much more stuff to the video, and that some of the stuff wasn't planned, but you know, I just kind of had to spice it up a little bit. You know, Gear 100 has to add his own spice of life to everything. But you know, I still hope that that you still like the video. But other than that, guys, once again, go subscribe to my brother's channel. Let me put it up again for you guys. Slaughter Lake. He doesn't just have one video, guys, if you're just paying attention to that. He has 2 videos out now, one that explains his content and one that he just made years ago when he first started his channel. So don't judge him too hard, okay? Go subscribe to my brother's YouTube channel, please. And while you're at it, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel down below, please and thank you. And I'll end it off right here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Y'all already know what to do if y'all did. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Peace.
She likes it when I hit, when I tap. Wait, what? Hey, shawty's the same. Not without me, she ain't function. Running out the game, I don't got no time for love. Shawty, stick to your lane. I don't wanna hear you bugging.